Hi, it's Alicia. Welcome to my 30-day balance guide. I'm a holistic health coach and I am your guide during this time to help you find and keep your balance. And we all are feeling balanced or unbalanced in our own way. So it's really defined by you, but you're at balance when you feel good, when you're happy, when you're content, strong, confident, at peace, even in chaos. So that's what you're looking for. I'm going to share each day something you can consider, and you can take it or you can leave it. No worries. Today is day 3 and we are talking about greens. When I'm asked by someone if I could give one piece of healthy advice, I always say eat your greens. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and dark leafy greens are actually the number one food that is missing from most people's diet. So I'm talking about kale and spinach, collard greens, and Swiss chard, things like that. But also there's great green vegetables beyond that that are more common that you probably know: broccoli, peas, green beans, and also Brussels sprouts and asparagus, which is in season in the spring, which is a good time to eat asparagus. So all of those are really high in antioxidants, vitamin C, especially kale right now with your immune system wanting to be ready and strong, and also to really think about different ways that you can add more greens into your diet. So that's really what I'm here to do, is show you 3 different ways that you can add more dark leafy greens into your diet. So the first way that you can do that is in a smoothie, which is probably pretty common for a lot of you. But today I'm going to show you my NutriBullet, and I have some mixed fruit that is frozen, which frozen vegetables can almost be more nutritious sometimes than getting fresh vegetables or cooked or canned, that kind of thing. So this is a fruit, but oftentimes in the transportation of those fruits and vegetables, they start losing their nutrition. So frozen vegetables are great. And they also, if you want more of a cold frozen smoothie, then it's great to use that there too. So I've got my mix of strawberries, peaches, mangoes in there, and then I put my kale right on top. And then sometimes I'll add a balance shot because that gives me even more nutrition, and put that in there. And I will use water sometimes, filtered water, or use almond milk, coconut milk, whatever. Sometimes I add cocoa nibs in there, or some dark chocolate, that type of thing, or even you can add cinnamon, or just try different flavors and spices that way. So that's one way to do it. And just a quick note too, you don't have to keep a smoothie reserved for breakfast or morning. You can add greens and any food that's nutritious into your diet any time of the day. I really try and have greens 3 times a day, or whenever I can add them in. So one of the things that I started doing that has really helped me get more greens into my diet is preparing a bed of greens and trying to use that as a base for any kind of meal or dinner or lunch that I have. So, or even in I'll have breakfast too. So putting down a bed of greens, and then maybe adding roasted vegetables on top. I will roast vegetables, whatever I have, on Sundays, and then eat them all week long. And then sometimes I'll add eggs on top, maybe some avocados, salsa, sriracha, I love sriracha, something like that for the morning. In times when I feel like eating bread, and I usually eat gluten-free bread, I might toast that first and put it underneath, and then add the greens on top, and then just kind of layer it on, and then go from there. But you could do this at night too with your meal, whatever you're having for the meal. Put your greens down first, and then all of your food on top of it. And so I always have on hand, a mixed greens. You can get this almost anywhere now. It's all washed, ready to go, so it's super easy. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about was kale chips. And my kids don't love vegetables, but they love kale chips. So if this is something you haven't tried yet, I would really encourage you to give it a shot. And the first thing you do is you want to make sure you're washing the kale really well. And so when you wash it in the sink with water, you're going to put your fingers in all of the little wrinkles. It is from the cabbage family, and so it's got a lot of wrinkles in there, and it's kind of thick and hearty. But you want to make sure you get it really clean. And then I always pull it off of the rib into little bite-sized pieces. So you just kind of pull it apart like that. And you want to make sure you get it really dry too after you wash it, and dry it with a towel or paper towel, whatever you have. That way it won't take as long to cook. And so I go ahead and tear them into bite-sized pieces, and then I take an avocado oil or a different type of oil, and I put it into a little dish like this, and then I just dip my fingers into it and kind of massage it into the leaves. And then I put it all onto a cookie sheet like this, and then I sprinkle some Himalayan pink sea salt right on top, and then I will put it in the oven at 325 for around 10 minutes. And you can actually put it in longer at a lower temperature, or a shorter amount of time at a higher temperature. You just have to make sure you watch it really closely. It can go from not being ready to being burned really quickly, especially at that higher temperature. If you have an air fryer, that is a really great way to make kale chips as well. And you just want to watch it pretty close, take it out. I usually will kind of shake it around a little bit, or just move it around and make sure that it has enough kind of air in between for them to cook. And you'll be able to tell when they're done, because they'll be crispy. You can kind of touch them and they'll go from being really bright green to a little darker color as well. So I look forward to hearing comments. So comment below if you want to try any of these, or if you have some ideas about different ways that you've added more greens into your diet. Would love to hear all about it. And I'll look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.